Hey everyone, it's Lazy Fit Gamer, and as I promised, I'm providing the recipe for my 3 days vegetable stew. Rich in all the nutrients, minimum effort to prepare it. That's exactly what we are looking for. And I can call it anabolic because you can be surprised, but vegetable stew is quite rich in protein. It's not required to use lots of meat to get the protein, and it probably depends how much you consider lots of protein, but that's a different topic. Now, what we do, first I'm using some extra virgin olive oil, not too much, I would estimate it to be about 20 grams. After that, the key ingredients. And first key ingredient will be onion. And it's up to your taste how much you want to use. I'm using over half a kilo in here. I do cut it in like a big pieces. The time is of essence. I will not bother cut it to very small one. I'm not a chef, I'm a gamer, therefore, yeah, I have no idea how to do it fast. That's the first thing. And I don't want to learn how to do it fast and properly. I just want to have it ready, and it's absolutely fine for me if the pieces are a little bit bigger. They will shrink anyway during the frying phase, as we want a better taste out of the onion, therefore we need to brown it. We just put all those onions into the wok on high heat. Of course, it's necessary to stir it from time to time. We don't want to burn it. And that's the main reason I'm actually using oil. I tried without oil, and you can do that, but onion will not be so good. Therefore, extra virgin vegetable olive oil. There's no extra virgin oils other than olive oil, I think. And you know my opinion about highly processed oils that are stripped from all the nutrients than from the choices we have on the market. Olive oil, extra virgin, that's the only option in my shops that will be quite healthy. Then this will be frying in here, and in the same time we start working on the second key ingredient, and that is mushrooms. And I have lots of mushrooms. I love the taste those mushrooms give to vegetable stew. As well, mushrooms are super rich in protein and nutrients and almost calorie-free. That's really interesting vegetable that's not actually a plant, it's a fungi. Therefore, we have almost a kilogram of mushrooms. That's a lot of volume, that's really a lot of volume, but don't worry, they shrink quite nicely when you start heating them up, therefore they will fit, trust me. And you can see how nicely onions look like now. And keep in mind, this wok is huge. That's why I can fit all those ingredients. I'm a big eater, therefore it will all get into there. And in total, this stew for 3 days, it's huge volume, but only 3,000 calories, what is very surprising. Then that's some fun fact for you. And we'll be adding all those mushrooms into the mix, and still they will be frying a little bit, and they will start releasing the water. We want to keep this water later, but first let them fry a little bit with onions, release a little bit of the water. And now, while this is all cooking nicely on the side, we start working on our garlic. Garlic is for taste in here, therefore it's up to you how much you want to use, if you want to use any garlic or not. Personally, I think it adds really nice flavor. I'm using 5 pieces. It's up to you, more, less, there's absolutely no requirement or limits on this one. We add it all in, mix a little bit, and you can already see that mushrooms are shrinking nicely. When there is lots of water from mushrooms released, you start using the cover for your wok. That's what I like to do, just cover it and keep boiling. Everything needs to keep boiling, and we go for next ingredient. And for me, next ingredient will be potatoes. Although, to be honest, at this phase, you can use any vegetable that you like, any type of root vegetable, to provide some starches. It can be potatoes or whatever else that looks like potatoes, sweet and normal. It's absolutely all healthy as long as you are using the whole plants. You could remove the skin, but those are the young potatoes, and that's why I'm buying them. Saves on time. I just cut them on 4 pieces, or if they're really small, on 2 pieces. And that's it. After washing, there is no more preparation for the potatoes. And that's the beauty of that. And I will be using over 1 kilogram of the potatoes. Exact ingredients I will put in description, but keep in mind you need to scale it up and down, depend how much you want to eat and how big wok you have. Don't make a mistake. If your wok is not huge, you will not fit all this stuff that I will fit into mine. And you can see how nicely mushrooms are cooking. They're getting ready. They're getting softer, nice texture. They are amazing. There's lots of them. And now we are just adding the potatoes. And here is another key ingredient, Marmite. That's very important ingredient, I figure out. It would count as ultra-processed food, but in the same time, that's the one situation when processing of the food goes to add and concentrate nutrients rather than get rid of them, which is very interesting process. If you are interested, I think you can Google how Marmite is made, but basically it is a yeast extract, and normally those yeast comes from beer production. That's another benefit for me. If something is involved in beer production, must be good for you. And I like to use a lot of Marmite. I use those potatoes to get it all off the spoon because it's very thick. It is a very thick substance and does contain quite a lot of salt. I do not add any more salt after that, and I did put half of the jar into this mixture. It adds really nice flavor to the dish. I really like it. And it will be all around the vegetables. It will form a gravy. The gravy will be very watery, but I do not recommend adding anything to make it thicker because that's the simple solution to burn your dish when you will be reheating it on the second and third day. Therefore, I'm intentionally, if you will notice later, keep the gravy very watery. That makes for easy reheating wherever you need. And now we continue, this time carrots. Carrots are amazing. I love to include them almost always. They give amazing taste. The amount of carrots, it's entirely up to you again. In this recipe, this will be like 750 gram total carrot. There will be some frozen carrot in the moment as well, but those are fresh. As much as I can, I'm using fresh produce, but sometimes I'm using some frozen, as frozen is cheaper. I don't know why. Quite often it's cheaper than a fresh one and easier to get, then that's another reason. But now let's cut all this carrot and toss it in. You can see it's already looking better with more ingredients. It's nice. All there. Some added colors, but it will be more. There is still room for more stuff. Now, after we let it boil for a little bit, like not too much, when it starts all boiling, it's good, and we can add our frozen ingredients. I'm adding some sweet corn, half a kilo of the sweet corn. I like the sweet taste of the stew that corn gives it. And this is very handy, like if you buy frozen, you don't need to bother with the cup, with separating anything. The downside of frozen products, it increases the time it will then need to take to melt and boil, but that's fine. I'm adding vegetable medley, and this is like, depends what I find. There are different mixes, whatever is the cheapest, I will take. And here we have broccoli, cauliflower, peas, and carrot. Sometimes I add different stuff, sometimes this stuff. The convenience of use, that's definitely number one. Nice colors, fresh veggies that are just in the pack, already cut and prepared. Cut down on preparation time greatly. Only problem, you wait a little bit longer for cooking, but it doesn't require any intervention while cooking. It's fine for me. As long as I don't need to do anything, I can wait. I can wait for that. And about spices, it's up to you what you like. I'm only using Marmite and black pepper, but that's what I like. Sometimes I will buy like in a Polish shop and ready mix of different spices for different type of food. I notice veggie stew goes really well with spices for pasta dishes and spices for beans-based dishes. Even though there is no beans or pasta in it, this really tastes nicely, and I have real big issue to close it. Like too much stuff in, but it will melt and it will fit a little bit better. And a little bit more time pass, and it's ready. It is cooked. When the steam basically start coming out from your wok for like a minute or two, it's ready. Like those frozen veggies really get ready quick. After they defrost, 2-3 minutes, they're ready. Then that's absolutely easy to do, and you can see the final result. It's colorful, it's tasty. The gravy, as I said, it's very liquid form, but that's fine. You just smash some potato with your fork, and this will help you greatly to eat the gravy too, because gravy is delicious. It keeps all the flavors from Marmite. Then it does taste a little bit like I would use meat, even though there is no meat. It's absolutely vegan, but you can finish it off with something that will change it to vegetarian. Like you can add cheese, grated cheese, and it will melt for taste. Just don't add too much other ingredients if you want to lose weight, as you know, all the toppings will have more calories than the dish itself. What I like to use for my topping to increase a little bit concentration of healthy fats is using some sunflower seeds. They give this nice flavor to the dish, and they are a little bit more crunchy when everything else is rather on the soft side. Not too soft, but on the soft side. Then it's a perfect mixture if you want to add some ketchup or whatever you feel is good with it. Feel free to do so. I like to add some toppings, mix them up. I am using different vegetables on different days. It's not always the same stew. It's just an example. The key ingredients that you need to remember are just 3. The key ingredients are onions, mushrooms, and Marmite. Everything else is fully optional. This is where the flavor sits. Then you don't really need much more than that. And look how beautiful it's look like when you finish it. And top it up, it adds even more colors, and it is actually tasty. I'm not a Gordon Ramsay. It will not be an amazing dish like he can prepare, but it's not the point for me. Need to be easy, fast, and healthy. That's what I'm aiming for if I'm cooking for myself. I'm not aiming for anything else. Of course, it needs to be good enough, but it is. It is good. It is good. It's not like you force yourself to eat it. It's quite delicious. Then that's the main point. And personally, I like to keep as a drink some fermented milk. It's a raw milk left on the table for 48 hours. In this time, it ferments, and you have fermented milk that is basically lactose-free. That's the difference, and tastes totally different than fresh milk. Then that's what I do. And that is everything. Let me know if you're gonna try it, and how do you like it? What kind of modifications you are planning to do? And that being said, thank you a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.